Greetings, fellow traveler and viewer. Welcome to Sleep Tarot, where we do tarot card readings in a slow and quiet style, similar to those late night radio shows. Before we begin, please keep in mind that this is a broad reading. So if you find a particular idea or theme that you have a strong connection to, bring it along with you on your journey. And if not, let it float on by. We're going to be doing a pick a card reading. We will draw 3 cards at random, and then, before revealing the cards, we will assign an item to each. This way, you have an opportunity to choose your reading based on how you resonate with the item, and then a second opportunity once the cards are revealed. Perhaps the card reveal will reaffirm your initial choice, or it might open new pathways for you to consider. Feel free to watch one or all of the readings. Remember, the choice to explore is always up to you. Let's begin. I hope you're doing well today. We have 3 silver coins as the items today, and I will show them up close very quickly once we get the 3 cards. Okay, that seemed to stick out. Great. Okay. So, for our first card, we're going to apply this item, this coin. This is an American silver dollar from 1880. Can you see that? Okay, an American silver dollar from 1880. Over 140 years ago? Wow. Let's see if we can get that in focus. Kind of in focus. There you go. Okay. And hello, are we focusing here? There we go. Okay. For our second item, we have an American silver dollar from, appears to be 1924. So almost 100 years ago. That's the front, obverse, and the reverse. We can compare the two. Okay. And the final one is an American silver dollar from 2010. So 14 years ago. Here's the back. Okay, so American silver dollars from over 100 years ago, about 100 years ago, and around 10 to 15 years ago. I'll let you decide now, based on the item. Okay, now let's reveal the cards. So, for the oldest coin, we have the Magician. $18.80. For the second coin, so American dollar, we have 10 of Wands. About 100 years ago. 10 of Wands. And for the final card, for the silver coin from about 10-15 years ago, we have 2 of Cups. It's 13 years ago, but 2 of Cups. Okay. So, let you take a moment to choose your reading based on the items and the cards. And before we begin pile number 1, please keep in mind that this is a brand new channel, and any interaction you have with it, any likes, any comments, or subscriptions greatly benefit a new channel such as this. So it's very, very, very appreciated, anything that you do to interact with this channel, and we thank you so much for listening as well and watching. Okay, let's begin with group number 1. Greetings, group number 1. You chose the Silver Dollar from 1880 and the Magician. Rather potent combination. We have a very, a coin from another time, actually probably 2 times ago. 2 worlds ago at least. Many, many worlds ago. We have this coin. We have a Magician capable of crafting and creating a world of one's own vision. Okay. Perhaps you are looking back to the past to find inspiration. Okay. We're going to draw some cards from the Ethereal Vision Tarot deck. And we might do 3 decks for these readings. Okay. In which case we will only draw 5 cards from this deck. We've drawn 4. Okay, there we go. So let's begin. In the current position, we have 6 of Cups. Nostalgia. Perhaps you are looking back for inspiration, looking to the past for inspiration for what to do next. And we have 9 of Wands. Perhaps you've been putting in a lot of effort, and you're kind of not making headway, and you're hoping maybe you gotta change one thing, tweak a little thing to get through to that final round. But remember, if you're at 9 of Wands, you're almost there. The answer you seek is right around the corner. And Page of Cups. Perhaps you started a creative venture. Maybe you started to learn how to maybe paint or play an instrument. Maybe you want to create something. Maybe you're remembering something from the past you want to recreate. Like maybe there's a song or a band you really loved in the past and you want to sound like them. It's that kind of energy. Perhaps it's it could be a little bit more abstract from that. It could be more like you remember some kind of, I want to say some kind of thing in the kitchen, like some kind of tool or something that you remember, like maybe your parents having. Or it could be you're trying to figure out something big. You're trying to think through something big on how to create an environment for family, and you're kind of thinking back of what brought you joy in the past. Okay, we have the Well. I have not seen the Well come out in a long time. I'm glad it did. We will read this. This is not a traditional tarot card. So yeah, this is clearly an inspirational situation. You're looking for inspiration, perhaps by looking back on moments of joy in the past, or perhaps it could be more like of a vintage kind of deal where you're looking back even farther past your memories, past this life, and back towards another time period that wasn't your own, but you're seeking something that might shake you up and get you to that point that you're looking for. The Wellspring, let's read it now before we continue. It's one of 2 oracle cards that comes in the Ethereal Visions Luna Edition deck, so we'll read it since it's unique. And if most people probably are not familiar with it, so the other one is The Artist. The Well is the birthplace of ideas, inspiration, and transformation. All things are birthed from this creatrix, whose knowledge flows freely to those who seek it. It's nurturing, it has opportunity, it's connected to nature and creativity. If you go down that well, you might find something. Ooh, there's a feeling of exploration here. Okay, hold on. And the final card we have here is the High Priestess. The High Priestess, one of hidden knowledge, intuitive knowledge, making decisions based not on a visibly understood concept, but rather one intuitively understood, going with their gut. Also, the chance of something to be revealed in the future. However, this is primarily a sense here that there is hidden wisdom for you, and you're seeking it. You want to create something big. You have a bright future. You have big visions. How do you create that? You're reminiscing right now, and that is the right path, at least for now, but there's going to be an opportunity to explore. I'm going to hold off on saying any more right now, but we're going to draw 5 more cards. Exploration is an incredible theme. Going on a journey, perhaps a hero's journey. Okay, and this one wanted out too. Okay. Going down that well. Or allowing whatever is in the well to rise up to you. There's multiple ways to find inspiration. You can seek it or allow it to reveal itself. Okay, there we go. Okay, in the current position, clarifying 6 of Cups, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, now 4 of Pentacles for me, in a more modern side, I mean, here we have a figure kind of holding on to their possessions. It can signify a sense of frugality, sometimes positive, sometimes a little bit harsh frugality, where you can spend a little more, but you're holding on to very strongly to your resources. Could be a moment to reflect on whether or not you should be sharing more. But what I've found lately is that this image to me reminds me of social media's grasp on our life, and it could be a reminder to, go outside for a moment and find some connection to nature. In the past, we have the Knight of Cups. This actually ties to what I was saying about instruments. I found the Knight of Cups is kind of the virtuoso in some ways, can be the one who wears his heart on his sleeve. The energy of it doesn't necessarily apply male or female, but the energy of wearing one's heart on their sleeve, of demonstrating poetry, of musical talent or artistic capability, of kind of we have the Page of Cups as well going into the Knight of Cups. This is a kind of sense of learning a craft of emotion, not just having stronger, wiser, more mature responses to emotions, but also having some tool that can allow you to develop a stronger emotional sense of being, such as an instrument or artistic endeavors. It could also be something involving therapy, but I'm not sure about that. Okay, we have the 10 of Swords. So there was a big change. Something caused a need to explore this new artistic side, an artistic side, perhaps an artistic side you had in the past that you want to bring back. Allowing bygones be bygones, letting go of the past at the same time as bringing with you what gives you strength and inspiration. Also a sense of exploration. Some people are going to go down one path and you're going to go down another, and that path is going to be your own. In fact, it's going to be a very important path, because your own path is where you find enlightenment, where you find a sense of connection. You're going to find a sense of place and of purpose within the choices you make in this new journey. What's it revealing? Okay, so a lot of choices. 7 of Cups. And we have more cups. This is a very cup energy here. We have these strong cup cards alongside the 7 of Cups. You have this figure looking at all the different pathways to explore. So you might not be sure which path you want to choose. Artistic, emotional. Let's go a little deeper. Okay. This is Llewellyn's Classic Tarot. Okay. Whoa. Well, now, we have the Tower bursting out like the Tower would. A shocking new idea. Perhaps this is not, I wouldn't call this sometimes the tower can be a little scary just because it's visual, but it's actually that big shift, that big sea change, that it could be a eureka moment, that spark of information. Something just clicked. Something just clicked. Gives you that kind of motivation to, get out the door and start a journey, or you know exactly what you need to get through that first hurdle, or it's something you need to connect the two ideas that you've been having floating in your head that allows you to actually start to move and take action. Because that's actually what this is about. Okay. We have King of Wands. Yeah, creativity. Feeling like you might be practicing something. Could be acting too. Very creative. Whatever this is very creative. Perhaps you're drawing again. This one. Okay. Let's draw 2 more. No. Aha. And this one. Okay. So, yeah, in the past something changed. You had to change something. You had to move on. We have the 8 of Cups in the past with 10 of Swords, with the Page of Cups. The sense of, trying something new, letting something go, and pushing on an effort into something else. And then through concerted effort, you got better at it. You've become more creative because you know how certain things work. As you get better and better at a specific skill, you can start to take a little more risk in here and there and have a better understanding of what combinations of ideas bring to the table. And that revelation moment about something in the past, like that, you thought you had a memory and it reminds you, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to move forward. You feel like you're so close to that, and now, boom, lightning strikes. Okay, and clarifying the well and the 3 of Wands, we have the 5 of Cups. So this is a sense of it seems like a setback, but actually, sometimes when you're practicing, you might feel like you're getting worse. That's actually happened to me in the past where, I'm practicing guitar, hence the long nails, but I'm practicing guitar, and there's sometimes where I'm practicing, I'm like, I was better than this before. But what's happening is part of me is learning other little intricate details of what I'm doing. And I'm kind of letting the stuff I'm aware of slip a little bit, but that's okay, because underneath there's 2 cups here, and those 2 cups are that's the process of learning. There's something else being incorporated, and it takes a little bit of a step back, but that's what's needed for 2 steps forward. Okay, so 1 step back might be the feeling, but that's what's needed for 2 steps forward. Okay, so clarifying the final cards, we had the High Priestess as well as the 7 of Cups, so a lot of choices, and we have the Hermit, and I'm not surprised by this one at all. So we have the Hermit in this case. This is a symbol of wisdom, of finding oneself within one's own journey. So this doesn't mean isolating at all. This is finding the inner light, the light within you, which everyone has, and you definitely have. Look at your creativeness, look at your creative nature, and your desire to tap into that wellspring, that deep wellspring within us all. You're connected to this, and you're going to feel that sense of light through this kind of process that you're doing, and it's going to be one of beauty because you seriously have many options once you've found that mode of inspiration that you're seeking right now. And I'm excited for you, group number 1, because I would say look back on those moments that bring you joy, and don't look back in them, missing them in a way that nostalgia can bring pain, but rather look back on them as a light, a guidance, a shining beacon for where you want to go next. Group number 1, I wish you all the best on your journey. I can't wait to see you soon. Take care. Greetings, group number 2. You chose the coin from 1924, as well as the 10 of Wands. Perhaps you've had a lot of accomplishments recently, but a lot of responsibility that came along with them. That's the energy of 10 of Wands, but it's a good thing. Okay. Shows a lot of life lessons. There's a lot of Sword in the Stone on that one. Okay. this one seems to be revealing itself. We're going to be drawing 5 cards from the Ethereal Visions Tarot card deck. And then we will draw 5 from Golden Art Nouveau. And then we'll draw 5 from Llewellyn's Classic Tarot. Okay. Okay. This one. And this one. Oh, we got an extra one. Well, let's take a look at that one at the end. Okay. In the current position we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Interesting. Knight of Wands, Ten of Wands. Some kind of creative endeavor. You have a lot of skills, but also, like, this could be, you know, hustle energy, for sure. Working hard. Past. Seven of Swords. Perhaps a sense that you did not get what you deserved in the past. You know, maybe you worked really hard and you didn't get that raise kind of feeling. And Six of Cups. The Six of Cups came in the last one as well, interestingly enough, in a different position. This feels like it's a different meaning, though. It's more like you are kind of feeling a little nostalgic. Perhaps you've taken on a lot of responsibility and you missed the times where you were a little more carefree. Okay. Five of Cups. Interesting. We had the Five of Cups in a similar position in the last reading as well. Don't forget what you have. You have a lot of skills. You have a lot of value. Remember, whatever you're focusing on right now is not necessarily the end-all be-all of the situation. You have quite a lot to offer the world, so just don't be too upset about whatever feels like a setback right now. And we have Five of Swords. Yeah, more of this kind of setback energy. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's go a little deeper and see what else we have to see. Okay. One thing that the Knights can sometimes, Knights kind of are that polarity between like rushing ahead and standing your ground, kind of that, you know, are you going to gallop forward with that wild abandon, or are you going to, you know, raise your shield and like dig your heels in, kind of like, depending on which knight you get. But in this case it feels like kind of like you've been gritting your teeth and just bearing it and just going and going and going and going, and it feels like, when is that gonna, like, when are you, this feels almost like Nine of Wands energy, where it's like, when is the reward coming? Because it's like you've actually been succeeding quite a bit. You've been getting, you know, more and more responsibility because you've been accomplishing a lot, but there's a sensation that like kind of that moment of reward isn't there. That celebration moment, celebration isn't there. Let's continue and dig a little deeper. This is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. Okay. Okay, well that clearly wanted to come out. Okay, and that one too, right there. No, I saw you. Okay. These are the cards that fell out, but we're not going to be applying them here. However, we do see Judgment and Three of Wands. Okay. Let's draw one more card. Okay. So, clarifying Knight of Wands, we have, well, the Queen of Wands. Okay. So this could be a twofold thing. This could be you're looking for that partner, that partner, not in crime, but that kind of ride or die energy. You're kind of looking for that, maybe. Ooh, okay. You've had a lot on your plate. Yeah, you've just been, this feels less like about arguments, you know, we have the Five of Wands here, or Seven of Wands, sorry, Seven of Wands. This isn't necessarily like, you know, this is more like I just picture like you're just like dealing with emails a lot, like, or like a lot of calls, like dealing with a lot of people coming to you for advice in some ways. And we have the Tower. The Tower came out in the last reading too. Maybe there was a shocking event in your past that kind of. Are you someone who like responds to things? Like, are you someone like, I mean, like as a job, like a quick responder kind of energy there? Someone who, you know, if something happens, you put out the fires. Okay. You have a lot of responsibility. Oh, the sun. Okay, so we have the sun coming up. This might be something where you know, you are someone who's creative, you solve problems, you clearly solve problems, and people come to you a lot. Now, you have the energy of making choices, but you might not feel like you're in the position that you deserve. But there's a moment you're going to find something. You know, here we have 3 cups. That is kind of like the fixation. It's like, oh, what is not happening that you want? Well, what do you have right now that can get you where you want to be? And that is definitely here in the future. You have all the resources needed to get to where you want to be. It just might take a different consideration in order to get there. Okay, and we have the 7 of Cups again in that in this position. Okay, now I'm gonna say, I wouldn't normally say this, but we've gotten too many cards that are very similar here in the same positions. Might be worth looking at group number 1. It seems a little bit different. This seems like you're more of a strict kind of, in a strict responsibility role, but you know, everyone has different parts of themselves. Perhaps you have a creative endeavor on the side that you might want to think about, and that would be reading number 1. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. This is Llewellyn's Classic Tarot. This one kept clawing at me, so I'm going to let it out too. Okay. Okay. There's another card that almost fell out too, but you know what? I'll put it on the side as well. We'll reveal these at the end. Okay, clarifying. Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, Rest, 4 of Swords. You know, that's necessary for inspiration. Remember that. Rest is always necessary for inspiration. And then we have, before the 4 of Swords, we have the Hierophant. Yeah, you seem like more of a traditional style, like someone who really, you know, gets things done by the book, at least in some aspect of your life, perhaps at work. Then we have, before that, we have 6 of Pentacles, some kind of bestowing of wisdom. Someone might have said something to you that really shocked you. Okay. Oh, look at this. I mean, we have the Sun. It's interesting. We have 5 of Cups, which can be someone who's, you know, feeling sorry for a setback, but clarifying it is the Sun and the 10 of Cups, which is just like a lot of joy, you know, a lot of creating of a family kind of energy, like that feeling of when you, like that warm and fuzzy feeling of feeling like safe with the person you love. This could be romantic interest or it could be family oriented. Okay. And the final card. Fascinating. It's 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a sense that you're providing so much for people and you're not getting that what you were hoping for in return. But take a moment of rest, because you are someone who is incredibly valuable in whatever group they're part of. Whenever you're in a group, in an organization, at a party with friends, when you're just like one-on-one with someone you love, you bring so much energy and warmth and stability in some ways. It might be through means you don't expect. You know, a lot of times if it could be very direct, where you're just responsible and you provide that kind of emotional like presence for people. It could also be a situation where you actually give people moments of inspiration that allow them to provide stability for themselves, and you're just not even aware of it. But I do get a sense that for a lot of you, this is someone who's worked very hard in an organizational setting where you are a responsible member of your group, and you're just not getting the respect, or at least the acknowledgement that you deserve. And that's like the general rating here. Now, what I will say is that we have 2 more cards here. So let's see. Ooh, New Beginning. And 6 of Wands. Okay, no, that's interesting. Remember I was saying celebration. Well, 6 of Wands is that triumphant celebration. And we have Death, which is the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new. You're about to take on yourself in a way. You're going to accept the kind of accolades that you actually deserve. That's what's going to happen here. These accolades are coming because you're going to be able to open up, because you deserve those moments of acknowledgement. You do, group number 2. You absolutely do. You've put in the work. That kind of accolade, though, it's important to question why you want those accolades. Do you want the respect? Do you want that like pat on the back, or do you want the respect that comes with having been someone worth, like, deserving of respect? Sometimes it doesn't manifest itself in the ways that we initially thought. Perhaps going on that parade or being like the head of the parade isn't what's going to happen, but perhaps you're going to get those little silent nods from people, those moments that make you recognize, oh wait, people actually do respect what I have to say, and they are, well, they're grateful for you being a participant in the environment that they are in. So like those kind of little things, those little actions, maybe you'll get just like a knock on the door and someone's just saying, hey, I was just thinking about you, wanted to say, hey, how's it going? Those things are may be subtle, but they are very important indicators of people's respect. And perhaps that's what this is. Perhaps seeing it in a little differently, you might realize, oh wow, actually, no, I've put in the work and people do recognize it. Okay, group number 2, keep pushing forward. You're a strong individual, and I have immense respect for that energy. I hope to see you again soon. Good luck on your journey. Take care. Greetings, group number 3, pile number 3, reading number 3. You chose the more modern American Silver Eagle dollar, as well as 2 of Cups. Perhaps some, I don't know, I want to say like love is on your mind right now. New love, perhaps. Okay. So, let's begin. We're going to be drawing from 3 different decks. The first one is the Ethereal Visions Tarot. And the second one will be Golden Art Nouveau, and the third one will be Llewellyn's Classic. Okay. There we go. And that one felt loose. Okay. So, group number 3, what's on your mind? New beginnings, creative new beginnings, a spark of inspiration, a spark of energy, a burst of energy. Okay, in the past. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, a sense of stability. The Moon, you have this energy here. This feels like really strong energy of a emotional sense that something is missing, kind of. I like this one. This is a little different from typical Moon cards in tarot, but you have this figure here kind of like sitting in a window. I picture this almost like, in those Disney movies where, the main character is kind of like saying, I wish I could go out. I wish I could go and explore. Like, I wonder what's out there. I wonder what's out there. I want that kind of energy of those songs. There's plenty of them. You know exactly what I'm talking about. We're looking out the window at night and just saying, what is out there? And you're someone who has, you're in a realm of stability, at least in some manner of your life. Perhaps you're in a caring environment, or perhaps you are caring for yourself. There's a sense that you have, you provide for your sense of self. But here we have this spark. A spark. What's it going to bring us, huh? Are you going to go out and explore? Okay, we have Knight of Pentacles. And we have Two of Swords. Now this is interesting. Okay. You have a spark of inspiration building inside of you. You're seeking something new. You are seeking something new. You want something to change. And there's a sense that you know what it is you need. But you're still where you are right now, putting in the effort, getting the rewards you know that you deserve, putting in that work. But there's a feeling of a choice that you want to make in the future. And you're not sure which one's the right choice. Blind. You have the moon, though. The moon will reveal it in your heart. When I say the moon, I mean the sense of it, the moon. A symbol of the moon. It's not the moon itself, it's a symbol of the moon. You know, the moon cycles through new moon to full moon. During the full moon, a representation of like a release of ideas, a release of energy, a build up to the point where something is revealed. That kind of symbolic energy that the moon sometimes is keeping hidden secret when it's in its new stage. Yeah, this feels like the beginning of a movie. Like the very beginning, like you haven't even gone out into the world yet. You're still at home. Still at home in some way. Still at home in the stable environment or the consistent environment that you're used to, but something burst into existence within you. Okay. What is it that you're seeking? Let's go deeper. Okay, that one definitely is like, nope. Oh. Okay. And we got a couple flying off the table. That's quite a bit of, and this one's sliding out. Okay. Typically, this is what flew off the table. I don't normally keep them if they fly off the table. Okay. Well, someone's coming into your life, or some energy of emotional stability and strength. We have a King of Cups in the future position under the Two of Swords. When it flies right there, I generally keep it, and I keep it revealed. So there we go. Okay. King of Cups. Two of Swords. Someone going to come into your life, or are you going to take some kind of emotional resilient choice? Okay. Okay, interesting. So we have the High Priestess, and that's funny enough. I was talking about the moons. We have the moon here. We have the unknown, the known, the immovable object, the like the infinite force, that kind of balancing of like of moving forward and not. You have something burning inside you that is driving you forward, but something is not allowing you to move forward. Okay. In the past we have, yeah, you might have like bumped into someone. Interesting that you have the Knight of Pentacles underneath the Queen of Pentacles. You saw something you wanted. Interesting. Okay, now I'm seeing a romantic kind of thing. Now, this doesn't necessarily apply to male or female. This is a general reading, but you have these kind of pairings. Look at these. Like these pairings of female and male. It looks like maybe different love interests in some ways. Could be like, no, these people here are not it. This isn't it. I want to move forwards. I want to find the king. You know, the page, the knight, but the king in the future. That seems to be what your eyes are on. It could also be, you know, and that's the kind of energy. It could be who you want to be, but it could also be the kind of energy you're looking in for in someone else to bring to your life. Okay. Oh, Four of Wands. Kind of flirtatious, almost like, I'm getting the sense that this can sometimes be like wedding, but in this deck, I get a sense more of like, you know, joyful, like getting to know someone, stability, a stable means of like almost courtship in some ways. Okay, let's go a little deeper. This is like so much energy just being held back, but it's like just off the floodgates open. Whoa. Okay. Okay, we got two. Ooh, well, that revealed itself. Is that 9 of Pentacles? Yeah, okay. You know, we're just going to put that here. That feeling of 9 of Pentacles is a very interesting one. It feels like almost at the end of a stage, but in a stage of like safety, almost like safe, like training wheel feeling to it. Like you're, yeah, I don't know. Okay. It reminds me of like the first levels of a video game, or the first like the first act of a story, where the hero is within the realms of what it's already known, you know, what he or she's already known, a familiar land, a familiar place. This feels like having, you know, really mastered being in that familiar environment. However, oftentimes once that moment is reached where it's been mastered, there's a need to venture out, and that's the sense I get from this one. Okay. We got 5. Clarifying. Ace of Wands. The High Priestess. We have the Magician. Dang. The first card of the tarot. Not the ultimate first card, but the first in the number 1 card in the tarot. Okay, we have Page of Pentacles with Knight of Pentacles, with Queen of Pentacles. What is going on in this past is interesting. Okay, very stable, almost like family. Okay, 3 of Swords, perhaps a first love, heartbreak. Someone was acting too brash. High Priestess again. Dang, group number 3. A lot of pent-up energy, a lot of a sense of a need. Something is known but isn't being revealed. There is something huge here. Something huge. Wow, okay. Strength. No kidding. You know, this one kind of reminds me of Wizard of Oz. You know, this is like Dorothy with the lion, you know, finding courage. What is the lion missing? And it's kind of, you know, not to spoil the story, spoiler alert, plug your ears for 10 seconds. I'll give you a timer when I talk about it, but what was really the story of Wizard of Oz but to find all that they were seeking through external means within themselves? Okay, let's continue on. This is one of those situations where you have this is like a meeting of the minds. This is the initial choosing to go on an adventure right here. This is all of those moments before you choose to go on the adventure. This is, you know, the neighborhood friend or the neighborhood, like the first love interest kind of vibe. This is like that just didn't work out. And then here's like that stable family dynamic kind of situation. Then here's that just the need to move on, but you having mastered, you're doing your best for family and everything, but you feel like there's a choice you want to make that almost rebellious in nature, but not in a negative way, in a way where you're coming into yourself and you're finding a choice to venture off, to go off on your own and to see the unknown. To see the unknown. What is out there? You know, we can name a ton of different Disney movies, but I'll just off the top of my head, Little Mermaid. You know, wondering what is above the water. It's kind of a reversal of many of the stories. Many are what is below the water, but in that story, it's what is above the water. Well, what happens if you cross that threshold from the water to the land? What is out there? What are they like? Maybe there's a place you've always wanted to visit. Maybe there's a school you've always wanted to attend. Maybe there's a job you've always considered applying to. Maybe there's that person that you see on a regular basis at the gym or at the coffee shop that you've always wanted to just talk to, but there's that barrier blocking you. But there's that so much within you that wants to see it. There's a moment, it's up to you. It's up to you. The choice is always up to you. But in this case, there's a moment for you to decide to just make a leap. To be strong and to just move forward with courage. And hey, finding that, this could be finding a love interest, or it could be finding that other part of you that you feel has been missing. We have Two of Cups kind of adding an aura to the rest of this story, which is one of finding those comparable energies that work together. It could be finding someone that is compatible for you in a romantic way, or it could be finding the part of yourself that you never thought you had. Either way, this is an exciting energy, absolutely exciting, a lot of built up energy ready to burst forth, and I can't wait to hear what's happening with you in the coming future adventures, or in the coming, future videos. Please leave a comment and let us know, did you decide to go off on that adventure? And if you did, what happened? Group number 3, can't wait to see you soon. Best of luck on your journey. Take care.